What's up, guys? How are you? I hope everybody's doing great. I know I am. I'm a little bit sweaty. I just got done gathering more wood for a fire tonight. I gathered a whole lot this time because I thought I had a lot last night, and the fire went for a long time, but it just takes so much wood to keep it going. So I went hard today so that I wouldn't run out or have to end earlier than I like to, because I really like the campfire at night. It's very, very nice whenever you're camping to hear the crackle and see the glow. So I'm a country girl. I know how to play both sides. Really, I love to dress up when I want to, look nice. I can, but I don't really try that often. I'm not in my ego whatsoever. I want to look clean and presentable and put together, but I'm not always the prim and proper. But I can be if I want to be. And then if you take me out camping or backpacking or whatever, I love to go see waterfalls. I love to get out into nature every chance I get. That's why, even though I can't afford a vacation right now, when it came to stepping away from what I had been doing and just getting some rest, this was the poor man's vacation, but I very much enjoyed. It's like I do this on the weekends anyway without the sleeping outside part. So why not just come and go all the way with it? It's been very nice. It's not been as hot, and I have a great spot in the shade here. It's going to be really busy this weekend. I can't wait to see what that's like, but there should be a lot more people. It's pretty sparse here right now, but looking at the list, the schedule for the weekend, there's like very few spots open, so that should be interesting. It should be good and hopping out here. I'm excited to see what that's like. I think I am, but we'll make the best of it no matter what happens. Today I was thinking about talking about my job, because I just left my job. That's why I'm here getting rest and relaxation, because the job that I had was very taxing. Now, I can jump through some hoops and I'm going to be good at whatever I do, no matter what it is. I'm going to be good at it. If I dedicate my time and attention to it, I am definitely going to excel. I make it I make it my goal to always be good at what I do. And the new me, the me that has healed a lot of things, will not throw myself under the bus for someone else. And I felt like that was, excuse me, starting to happen at my job. First and foremost, my car is on its last leg, and I was working 30 to 45 minutes away from where I was staying. And I noticed my car definitely on hot days, and when I go up hills, that it starts slipping. And it's always, I don't know, Nissans do this. I had this problem when I was going back and forth to Kentucky when I was training for Dairy Queen for over a month. I would go home on the weekends and come back for a week. I did that for 5 weeks and I would notice it. That was during the summer. So when it gets hot, a lot of times that happens with Nissans. But anyway, I started noticing that it was happening more often, and I did not want to end up on the side of the road. So that's one thing. Two, it was a call center. It's medical billing still, but ultimately a call center. So I did get a little step up in doing some outbound calls, which was fun and a change of pace. And I feel like people there would get that when they had proved themselves a little, and taken off the phones for a few times a week. Some people are always taken off of the phones if they try out for a certain position. It doesn't come with extra money, but you do get off of the phones, and it is less stress, because on the phones, people chew you out all the time. They're calling you mostly because they got a bill that they didn't anticipate, or that they're trying to fight. And I would always be captain of that ship and try to maneuver it, de-escalate, get a resolution, go out of my way to help people out. I've done medical billing for years before I went into food service, and um, it's just something that it's second nature to me. Things always change. There's updates to codes and things like that. Procedures change no matter where you are. They'll do it a little bit different. I do think getting a medical billing degree is silly because your training comes from on the job, and a lot of those certificate programs I feel like are ripping people off because you will get paid higher depending on how many medical billing jobs you've had. So it's your pay is based on experience. Even if you have a certificate, you're still going to have to start at a base level, and you're not going to have the knowledge that you need until you've done it for a good amount of time, and you have all of a lot of, not, I won't say all because you're always learning new things, but you will have more experience doing different things. Like, for instance, if you're in medical billing, now coding is where the money's at, okay? If you want to go into medical billing, you should just go straight to getting a coding book. It's probably going to be a couple $100s or more. I don't know, I haven't checked on them recently, but go into that and then book you a class or a test. You will go take a test. It will be probably 5 or 6 hours, but they'll let you use your book, but you still need to study because you're not going to be able to look up every answer. A friend of mine did this that I worked in medical billing with, and then she moved to Florida. Shout out Mary, fellow Libra gang. She made like double what we made when we were working together once she got her coding certificate. But I went with her to take her test, and she had studied quite a bit, and then she said that they let her use her book, so things that she didn't remember she could look up quickly. She made a lot of notes and tabs and things like that. But anyway, go get coding. Don't waste your money on the certificate programs, because when you're in medical billing, if you don't go the certificate route, which that has, it's been going on for years, but when I started there was no such thing, so you just had to go. I went through, let's say, for instance, working in different parts of the medical field, like working for doctors. I worked for OBGYN. I've worked for a medical supply place that did a lot of DME, sleep center that did CPAP and TENS units and all the parts for the CPAP. And then I also worked for an orthopedic, so did a lot of physical therapy billing, did a lot of DME for that, braces and wheelchairs. And then I also worked for a specialized wheelchair place where they built those motorized wheelchairs, ones with the straw that goes in their mouth, ones that you just, regular motorized little hover rounds, like all that. But some of them you had to build all the screws separately, all of the wheels separately, every single part of it you had to build separately. So that is good experience. The OBGYN, they did, of course, obstetrics and gynecology, but they also did oncology, so I've dealt with cancer. So things like that. A certificate program is not going to help you to learn all of that. You're going to get all of that experience on the job. And then the more jobs that you've had, they're going to pay you more than having a certificate based on your experience on your resume. So anyway, just throwing that out there for anybody that's thought about getting into medical billing. Don't go the certificate route. Just jump in head first, get your feet wet. You'll get your money from there. It looks way more impressive and way less expensive. So anyway, a word to the wise. So anyway, I got this job straight out of being locked out of my uncle's and not having any job, and then had to wait a good 3 weeks before I started it. And upon interviewing, they said, well, it's a call center, which a lot of people don't want to work, but and it's 30, at least 30 minutes away, and you're gonna have to wait 3 weeks to get it, but we just take payments here. People just call in, and mostly we take payments. Then you go through this 3 week training program, or it's almost a month, I guess. And then you start seeing how much you've got to do for real. So it was a bait and switch as far as your job duties go. And a couple of people in the first week that I was training with left during break because they skipped ahead in the material, and they were like, this ain't it. We are having to do way more than they sold us on, and we don't get paid enough for that. But I needed my job, so I had to stick it out no matter what. I didn't let that scare me. I just stuck with it. And then they throw you in on the phones. You get 4 practice calls and they throw you in, and I said I'd be okay with that, except I don't want, I knew there was going to be QA and audits and stuff like that, and I said I don't want you guys to start putting us through the ringer with audits and QAs, because if you have time to sit back and nitpick and call people out for this and that and the other, then that shows that you had more time to train us. So I'm fine to just go jump right in, but don't try and be riding my ass every 10 seconds, because then that proves that you could have put more work into training us before just throwing us out there and then beating us up about it, about all the mistakes. And that's exactly what happened. That is exactly what happened. But being who I am, I like to be an overachiever. So I tried to take as many calls as I could. I tried not to miss any days, get my bonuses. I tried to make all my stats look good. Every chance that I had to learn the process and speed it up and become more efficient and helpful, I did. However, from doing follow-up work and medical billing, I saw that this company did not help with the follow-up. Like, if insurance needed to be called, we don't call insurance. We don't do that. If things needed to be done on the back end as far as submitting medical records, we don't do that. They need to request their medical records and they can send them in themselves. They need to request a letter of medical necessity and submit it themselves. What? I have never heard of that. So I wanted to help with that. Don't do that. Like, you don't do that. That's not our job. We don't do that. Then at the end, they started sending my mail requests back. People would call and request claims because if something was not billed correctly and it was past timely filing, or it was third party or whatever, then they needed to bill their own claims. So more work was thrown back onto the patients again. And you would have to put in mail requests if somebody wanted proof of their visit mailed to them or proof of payments mailed to them. They started arguing with me and saying that these people didn't really live where they said they lived. So I was supposed to call people back over and over and over and tell them that you gave me your address, but they're saying that's not really your address because they're looking it up on the postal website and that they pay for, that I can't look at, and the address that you're telling me that you live at doesn't exist because there's a west at the end, or you told me south and it should be east, or just unnecessary things that were being thrown back on me and telling me that they were my mistake and I need to fix it and I need to call them back again and again and again. And then I got put in timeout. So everything, mail requests needed to be checked. Now, this was because I didn't make any mistakes anywhere else. They were trying to fine-tooth comb my work to wear me out. These are the energy vampires that I'm talking about. And the trainer there was great personality, very energetic, fun to learn from, charismatic, funny, all of the things that a trainer should be. And after I got out of training and I was sitting in the break room eating by myself, her office was right down the hall, and her booming voice come echoing down the way talking about my psychological evaluation and how it had been court ordered, and she was elated about it, and she even mentioned details about it, about where it was, all of these things. I knew she was talking about me, but I was like, am I hearing this correctly? Because no way. Like, what have I done to her? I don't know her on a personal level. Why is she happy about something that is obviously like something I'm not happy about? I'm happy to do it because I'm not mentally unstable. And I had told her about having to miss work for court, and she had said, obviously you're crazy, like being sarcastic, but saying that I was intelligent. I'm not unstable at all. But here she was bragging to somebody on the phone or in person, I'm not sure, but bragging and happy about my psychological evaluation. And I was like, what? Now, I knew that my ex husband's cousin worked there. Um, I, I have no idea. I had no idea where that came from, out of left field. And then there's coworkers there that were friends with her. They said "I love you" to each other, and then another coworker that I had gone through training with, she was also made friends with her, and they were hugging, even though the trainer said she didn't like to be hugged. They were hugging, and then those people tried to become close to me. Now, you have to beware of fake friends because they're everywhere. If someone has stated that they don't like you, even whether you know the reason or not, like, I don't care. I didn't have to work with her directly after I got out of training. I didn't care that the trainer didn't like me. Now, it blindsided me that she was happy about my psychological evaluation and that she was low-key a hater. Like, I was like, what in the world? But then people that she was promoting were trying to be my friend. People that were buying her presents were trying to be my friend. It was just very like what? But whether I understood it or not, I wasn't going to be their friend, even though they were trying as hard as they could to say, I'm sorry, that I'm sorry that she did that to you, or that she feels that way. I'm sorry that that happened to you. And then trying to be buddy buddy with me. One tried to find me an apartment in Cleveland as hard as she could, even though I told her I didn't want to live in Cleveland. Um, it was too far away from my son. If something happened, I wanted to be able to be there. No matter what mess we're going through, I still wanted to be closer to him. And she just kept trying to and kept trying to. And the final straw with that was the person that I had perceived as being my twin flame. If you are to subscribe to things like that, I haven't talked to him in over a year now, and I don't plan on it. Like, we're not in each other's lives at all. But he is sick, and I have seen his picture since I haven't talked to him. And he's going by a different name on Facebook, and he was listed as the renter of one of these apartments, and it was like, or it was a house. It was in between Chattanooga and Cleveland, and she tried to get me to rent that. And I had already seen his picture and saw that he was going by this different name. And when she sent me that, I was like, why? Why is this guy showing up as a renter and she's trying to get me to rent from him? And I know he is not in, he's not financially abundant right now, and he's sick. I know that he does not have rental properties. So that's when I stopped letting her tell me that she loved me. I love you, girl. I love you. So that's where I was saying in past videos, be careful of people that tell everybody that they love them. If you can love everybody, I love everybody, but to go around and be very verbal about it all the time, I think is manipulative. I think people throw things out there like that to disarm you and to make you put your guard down and trust them, when in fact they're the ones that you should trust the least. So that was one of the things that I was having to deal with. The calls were just brutal sometimes. Even if you didn't feed into that negativity and meet them at their level, it was still very taxing to have people yell and cuss at you and hang up on you and do all kinds of things that were very unnecessary, because that's what you get when you work in a call center, right? It's a lot of abuse. You're getting paid to be abused, and then they tell you you can't hang up or disconnect the call. So you don't get paid enough to be abused and not have an out. And then on top of that, the constant fine-tooth combing your work so that they can hit you with all of these feedbacks and corrective actions, and not write-ups, but just constant, I mean, over and over and over, constant berating about, you need to do this, you need to do that, and it not being payments. Like they said, it was everything but, because they installed an IVR and they could make payments online. So soon after I started, almost all of the payment calls got taken away because they were rerouted. So the thing that you thought you were getting hired to do became almost obsolete immediately. So that was great. But yeah, we were doing all kinds of things. They have them doing all kinds of things. And then came the fraud of mailing out refund checks and expecting people to pay them back. They were sending them letters, sending them refunds, sending them letters after said refund was mailed, saying that we need you to pay this refund back because it was issued to the wrong account in error. And then people calling back saying, this is a scam. This is a scam. I'm not paying you back. I'm not cashing the check. You can go try somebody else, but it's not going to be me. So, and smart, I'm not sure how many people just mailed money back in, and who knows if those checks are really valid. And I don't know. It's very scammy. Um, also, um, claims that were like years old. I'm talking 4, 5, 6 years old. They were turning them to patient responsibility and telling people that they had to pay them now. So, and I'm talking $5,000-$6,000 out of nowhere. Like, that was fraud. Because for one, there's statute of limitations on that. You can't do that. That's illegal. So a lot of scammy, illegal things going on there. I didn't want my name to be attached to that. I was tired of the energy vampires. Um, I was tired of these people trying to be friends with me, even though they were friends with someone who was very blatant behind my back, which I overheard. Thank you, God. Um, just things like that. I just can't. I couldn't anymore. It was time for me to focus on my purpose. I was trying to write notes and do my videos after work. The schedule was from 11:30 to 8, so my sleep schedule was really off. It was just time for me to focus back on me, and getting my child back, and building my channel, and helping people, which is stepping into my purpose. Um, so I say all of that to say this, guys, don't don't fall into fake friendships. Be very discerning about who's trying to be your friend. If you have peeped or overheard, or something has been revealed to you about someone not liking you, you have to watch out for their friends. Their friends. This is not always genuine. I don't care what they say to you. You got fake people showing fake love to me, straight up to my face. That's where that Drake song came from that I posted, because it was nonstop every day, trying to move my desk to be beside people that were friends with the person that didn't like me. Them asking me, do you like sitting beside us? Them hearing me go from call to call to call to call to call when things were just ramped up, and none of them feeling bad about it or trying to pick up the slack and be a good team member. I'm passing by their desk watching them watch Netflix all day. Watching Netflix all day, every day. Hardly working at all, but not having to take one phone call, or not wanting to be a team player and pick up a phone call to help out anybody else. So, yeah, I can't. I couldn't anymore, and I refused. I put my foot down and I set boundaries, and they doubled down and kept doing it. So I knew what time it was. I knew what game we were playing, and it's just not for me. I've gone through too many situations in my life where I have worked really hard for companies that didn't appreciate me, and I know it when I see it, and I refuse to do it, especially with what I'm trying to focus on right now. I'm done with that. I'm done. So I decided to take a few days. Also, the hotel thing is ridiculous. I have spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars trying to keep up the hotel thing, and camping is a much needed financial break from that. It connects you with nature. I love camping. It's a little vacation for me, and I am just glad to be free of all of that draining that was going on at that job, all of the financial drain that was coming from driving there every day, the crazy schedule, the people fussing at me, the fake friends, the hating manager. Like, no, can't be me anymore. Can't be me. Can't believe I did it as long as I could. But I thought, I need, if I hadn't done it, I wouldn't have been able to grab my footing, to gain ground at all, as far as having a place to stay. I would have been on the street. I would have had to stay with those people that offered me a place to stay, that were not authentically my friends, that were doing just crazy weird stuff. I wouldn't have gained my independence without that job. So I am grateful. I'm very grateful. And God knows what's in my heart. He knows that I'm grateful for that. I prayed for that job. I prayed to sustain that job. And now I'm done with it, because I can't do something like that right now. It is in conflict with every part of my being, and I refuse to let that suck me dry. I've let too many other things suck me dry, and I'm gonna figure it out. God will show me a way. I prayed for a sign to let go, and like I said in my previous video, he showed me that sign several times, and I was like, oh, so uncomfortable, because that's financial stability. But he'll open another door. I'll get my rest, and everything's gonna be fine. I know that it will, and I will report back to you guys and let you know when it's been worked out. But I have complete trust and faith in the Lord, and he will open another door for me. So as of right now, I'm just chilling, getting my bearings back, getting rest, just pushing the reset button, getting back on my square. They were also going to try to start making me pay for my exes. And this was not a factor at all in letting go of that job. Like I said, God gave me the sign that I asked for, and so I let go. But they were going to start trying to make me pay for my ex-husband, God, I can't say that, my ex-husband's attorney fees, because he was terminated from his job. And then obviously they can't do that now. So I got an email from her that she was going to, she's withdrawn from being his attorney. She withdrew, and she submitted court paperwork yesterday. So we got to go for a hearing on that motion. And he's going to have to try and find another way to get an attorney. So that's a new development there. Right now I've just been chilling with all my animal friends and focusing on my channel. I have seen turtles and fish and geese and blue heron and deer and raccoons and ducks. Of course, the crickets and cicadas, lizards, lots of different birds. So anyway, I have the Parks and Rec coming by. Lots of friendly people out here. But anyway, that's an update on my job. Don't work for employers that do the bait and switch, the dangling the carrot, promising you things, never getting it. Always get things like that put in writing. Energy vampires, they try to drain you of every single ounce of energy that you have, so that you can't focus on what you're really here to do. Pray about it. God will show you the way, and let go. Just let go. It feels so nice, and trust the Lord, because he will make a way for you. I promise. God will do whatever you need to help you sustain. You just got to trust in him, and I have fully given up all control and have released it, and I'm so happy that I did. I love you guys. I will talk to you tomorrow. Check out my deer videos. That was very magical. I'm so thrilled that 5 deer came to visit me at about midnight. It was awesome. So check out my deer videos. But yeah, I'll probably make a short or two, and I'll be back at it. But I'm focusing on this, and I'm focusing on helping you guys. I really hope that I am. I've received some responses letting me know that I have, and the channel continues to grow. So I'm super, super grateful for that. And all of you guys, please like, share, subscribe, and email me if you feel guided. I love you. God loves you. You're never alone. Bye.